going to use the science of thermodynamics to crack marbles for decorative pendants and keychains. So, first thing you need to do, go and turn on your oven or your toaster oven to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, so glass, which your marbles are made of, is one of those interesting substances that expands and contracts based on temperature. When glass gets hot, it expands. When it gets cold, it contracts. So what we're doing is we're going to put the marbles into the oven where they're going to get really, really hot, which is going to cause them to expand a little bit. Then, after about 20 or 25 minutes, we're going to take them out of the oven and immediately plunge them into ice-cold water. The ice-cold water is going to force the surface of the marble to cool down very quickly. When it cools down, it's going to contract. What's that going to do? It's going to force the inside of the marble, the middle of the marble that's still really hot, to try and compress to fit inside of this newly tiny space. That's what causes the really interesting crackles and fractures on the inside of the marble. If we're lucky, we won't break the marbles, we'll just crackle the inside of them. But that's why you've got a couple of extra marbles in your bag. So, let's let our ovens heat up and then come back when they're ready. All right, once your oven is hot, go ahead and put your marbles on the pan into the oven. Now set a timer for 20 to 25 minutes, up to half an hour. Okay, so the next step is going to be probably the most dangerous, all right? We're going to take the hot marbles out of the oven and drop them in our ice water. Your best solution for the ice water is going to be a nice tall bucket. Put as much ice as you can in the bottom, add cold water, and then drop the marbles in. If you don't have a bucket, then a good heat-proof deep bowl is another solution. I'm going to be using this one because it's the one that I could find in the library. You're also definitely going to want to use oven mitts because the oven is at 500 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's very hot. So make sure that you are wearing gloves before you reach into the oven to grab that pan. Do not attempt to touch the marbles with your hands. Just dump them straight into the bucket, okay? Don't even try picking them up with the gloves. Any interaction with the marbles between the oven and the ice cold water is going to cool the marbles. And we want them to cool super fast in the cold water so that they crack. Okay, here we go. Let them sit for a minute to make sure they're fully cool before you reach in. I can see one of the marbles is right there on top of the ice and it's got a nice crackle in it. The others went down to the bottom of the bowl. All right, so my 3 marbles came out in one piece, which is awesome. Look at those nice cracks. All right, now let's go grab the wire and form some keychains. So in your supply bag, you should have had 3 marbles that are now cracked, a necklace, a key ring, 2 jump rings, and 2 pieces of wire. To assemble the keychain or the pendant necklace, you're also going to need a pair of needle nose pliers or other jewelry making pliers. Okay, we're gonna start with the wires. The first step is to create a small loop on each end of your wire. You can make the wire shorter if you'd like. But try and straighten it out as much as you can before you get started on the next part. So to form the loop, you're going to use your needle nose pliers, grip the end of the wire, and wrap it around like so. Pull it off the pliers, and you've got your loop. Now do the same on the other end. There you go. So you're going to want to do that with both of your pieces of wire. For the next step, we're going to twist the wire around your finger, or if you have one, a big fat marker. What we're going to do is we're going to create a spiral that will then set the marble into and then adjust until it fits nice and tight. So just wrap that around your marker and pull it off, or around your finger. Not too tight. That was a little too tight. And pull it off, like so. Now, grab one of your marbles. Oops. Slide it inside. And fold down one of the loops so that it's sort of flat against the bottom of the marble. Okay? Now, adjust the wires around the marble until it holds it nice and tight. And you can do that by twisting some more so that it grips the marble tightly. I'm going to use the pliers to get this part at the bottom tighter so that it wraps nicely around my marble. All right. So that looks pretty good. Now, this other loop that we have, you're going to want to try and maneuver it so that it's in the middle of the marble, almost directly opposite the bottom loop. All right? That hoop is going to be what attaches to the jump ring. So before I attach a jump ring, I'm going to grab my other marble and I'm going to adjust it inside my other spiral. So I'm going to pop it in there. I'm going to put that there against the bottom. Boop. And you can, of course, freehand twist the marble into your wire. You don't have to choose the spiral shape that I'm doing. It's a nice, easy, and attractive looking fold. And if you think your wire is too long, this one's a little bit long, you can definitely undo that, cut off some wire, reform the loop on the end, and either rewrap or just adjust until it looks good to you. So there we go. I now have 2 wrapped marbles. Now, you have a necklace and a key ring, and you have 2 jump rings. The really thick jump ring, the thickest one you have, goes with the keychain. The thinner one goes with the necklace. To attach the pendant or the marble to either, you're going to thread it onto the jump ring and then attach the jump ring to the end of the keychain or to the necklace. So, for example, grip the jump ring in your pliers. Place the loop from your marble onto the jump ring, and then for the keychain, grab the last link on the chain and also thread that onto your ring. So now you have the marble, the wrapped marble, and the chain for the keychain on the jump ring. Then you just twist it closed. If you have 2 pairs of pliers, this would actually probably be better. Twist it closed, and voila, you have a keychain. For the necklace, it's very similar. You're gonna grab the jump ring, you're gonna open it by twisting. Don't pull it, don't pull the ends farther apart. Just twist them away from each other. Thread on the marble, thread on the necklace, and then close the jump ring. So now you have a keychain and a necklace made of cracked marbles.